Hello and welcome back again. It's Jonathan here again, and we're just going to have another little chat about that very, very frustrating 1-1 draw we had with Chelsea. I'm joined here by Phil, who's kindly joined on the call just to, I suppose you would describe as just get some of that air out of his frustration out of his chest, and probably have a go at Henderson if I know Phil. But the sad thing is he's actually justified this time.
I'm always justified. It's always justified.
I'm setting you up here. I'm probably setting you at the wrong tone. This is, what are your initial thoughts after that game? You frustrated, happy with the point, or what's your thoughts?
I guess it can kind of be split into two. So my initial thoughts are not how I'm feeling right now. Immediately after the game, I was fuming. I was absolutely furious, and I just thought, why are we playing the way that we were playing that formation? Why are we trying to sit back for 10, 15 minutes with a 1-goal advantage against Chelsea with our defence? Just none of it made any sense. I've seen Klopp's comments after the game that he was annoyed with the ref that he wasn't able to get Lallana on to change the formation. Sorry, Jurgen, but it was about 25 minutes too late already. Don't blame the ref for the 2 minutes he delayed Lallana on the side of the pitch. Late subs, I don't think the tactics were right. I mean, we were all nervous going into it. Given the players that we went into that game with, I think a point is a pretty decent result against Chelsea, to be honest.
It probably is, but I think maybe my mind is distorted in the fact that I watched Spurs drop points earlier. I saw this big opportunity just to take that little huge step up the table. It felt like to me that this was must win. Now, I'm probably, as I said, distorted, and it's probably not a logical way of looking at it. You know, you look at it, if you take it's just right after half time, right after full time even. So, you know, your emotions are always a bit high. It's completely off the cuff, as we call it. If you look at it in the cold light of day, a 1-1 draw against the league champions, where you're missing two of your most effective attacking players, probably isn't the worst result in the world. It doesn't feel like that now, though, does it?
Well, actually, I've already kind of started to get there because the game was so open anyway. There were numerous chances that Chelsea could have taken the lead. There was a few plays that had they just have been a bit more focused, they'd have ripped us apart. I remember a couple of times, particularly in the first half, thinking, bloody hell, we're lucky they're shit, because if they were on form today, we'd be in shock, because our defenders had no idea what was going on. Although I'll say this, though, and I will say this, because this was definitely one of the things that came to mind after this game, and I won't go on Hendo yet.
Not yet.
Moreno. Well done, Alberto Moreno, because he had a good game. He had a couple of shaky moments, but overall he had a very, very good game today.
I thought he had we have to give Moreno, I think we have to give him a couple of minutes here. Credit where credit is due. That took balls. Absolutely. That took balls today, because look, to say it was well documented about the brain fart that he had for that 10 minutes or so in the second half.
He got slated.
He just got hung out to dry by everybody. Including our own fans in that. Like, he got ripped to shreds. You could whether it was justified or not is another day's discussion, but I don't care if he's a professional footballer or not. That took balls to turn up today at Anfield, and it's such a massive game where he knows that he's probably going to get a bit of stick from his fans, or that's probably too strong, but he knows one mistake early in the game, and the whole crowd.
They'll be on him.
The whole crowd is going to be on his back. That took balls of steel, and you know he had an excellent game. And you know, I must look up. You know, as I said on the player reaction show that I've just done there, I must look back on the stats properly and see how many interceptions he got, because it seems like he got up to about 20 of them. You know, he just kept reading the ball, and even right at the end there, he's coming back, he's winning the ball forward now. I think there was one moment in the first half where he jumped a bit too forward. He got sucked into the middle and left us exposed on the right, and our left, and Mingley saves it. But apart from that, I thought he was brilliant. He covered well, and credit where credit is due. We just can't let that go past without the knowledge on that.
He even got forward at the appropriate times as well. There was a bit, like, I'm trying to remember who it was that gave him the ball. It might have been Coutinho, where he ran the full length of the pitch, laid it off to Coutinho. Coutinho wanted to play a 1-2 and tried playing it back, and the lad looked knackered.
Yeah, he did. He was his feet.
It's like one of those times where you're just like, I really do not want that ball. Don't pass it.
Don't pass it back to me, please. Don't.
No, definitely not.
No. You couldn't blame Moreno at any stage. I thought he was one of our best players, like he has been. that 10 minutes aside in Sevilla, and yes, I appreciate it's a huge 10 minutes, but that 10 minutes aside, he's been one of our most consistent players all season, apart from the genius that plays up front.
I'd also give a shout out while I'm on the optimistic streak to and the positive streak to Joe Gomez. I thought Joe Gomez had an intelligent game today. For particularly a player of his age and experience, I think he did a bloody good job. Many players would have fallen apart in that position. You were right, you called it. I thought we were going to go with Trent and get a bit more pace in there, but Joe had a good game. There's a moment in the second half I can particularly remember that there was almost a stroke of luck with it, but I'm a big believer in you make your own luck, and he's over by the corner flag, and he, if I remember correctly, he dinks it over, and then he does like a bit of a bicycle kick to kind of get rid of the ball.
It's one of those get away with any way you can at all, isn't it?
Just think to him, good lad that seems the most logical way to get rid of the ball, so let's do that. And I like that there wasn't any hesitation there. There also wasn't any hesitation, but from a negative perspective, with Clavan with some of his clearances.
I have to disagree there. I thought Clav was brutally poor.
Clav was. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Now I'm looking at it from a negative perspective.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Go on.
No.
Away you go.
I'm Jesus. I'm not defending it. I'm saying, when Gomez doing that showed that he had no fear. He just got on with it. Clavan tried to do the same thing, but it ended up just coming across as desperation and pure fear, which is the ball is in front of me. I don't care where it's going. I'm just going to smash it, even if that includes at my own player.
Yeah, that one there in the second half where he flung it. I think he swung at it both feet as well, and you're like, oh God Almighty! No, he had he was done throughout the game. Like there was one stage there in the first half where he's pulled out wide. I think it's Hazard and the touchline, and all he had to do is stay on his feet, and he's done. He's not going to go, but he just lunges in and pretty much bear hugs him, and you're like, oh Jesus, God Almighty, this isn't going to well. And unfortunately, for me, our two worst players were Clavan and Henderson, and both of those were responsible for the equaliser.
I'd say Milner's got to be pretty close to the top of that list. Milner for me he's been banging on about my best positions in midfield, and I'm hoping I get the opportunity to be in midfield. Well, if today's anything to go by, James, you're back to left back or the bench, mate. Your choice.
Definitely the bench. No,
he was horrendous today.
He was. And at any stage when Chelsea ran at us, we were brutally exposed. But is there anything positive you can say? Did you like Salah playing up front, particularly the second half?
My thoughts on that were, why not? I mean, the reason a person within that central attacking role, if they're not a striker, would be your reservation would be their touch, their ability to finish, their composure in the box. And Salah's shown that he's got all of those things, so why not? I don't think he's going to be there long term. I think it was just what we needed to do for that formation. I think he was right. You go there. And that means we can try and be a bit more compact. I mean, at one point we were just lumping balls up to Salah, and there was nobody else even near him.
That was the problem, that we didn't make the substitutions in time in the second half there, where it just needed. If you are bringing on Mane, bring him on with 10 minutes to go, and he would have gone to town in that defence and in terms of counterattacks in the centre half, supporting Salah. But look, it's a mixed bag of a game, really, isn't it? I think frustrated initially is the emotion. It probably isn't the worst result. It's not the best result, but we steady the ship a little and we march on. Usually in these types of shows we would talk about man of the match, but this season we don't even bother with man of the match. We just give it to Mo straight away, don't you?
Well, absolutely. I mean, my wife made an interesting point during the second half actually, and she was spot on. There was a bit when Salah broke. And he was on the counter attack and he was completely alone, and he ended up on the left hand side of the pitch. Oh yes,
I remember this.
And I can't remember, he tried to give it to Coutinho or something, but all in all, the move fell apart. He'd done all that legwork and it was completely for nothing. And my wife said that's why you needed Mane 5 minutes ago, because Mane would have been bombing it up that pitch with him. You think about how many times we've seen that this season. She's absolutely right. And that scares the shit out of defenders as well, because suddenly you've got two of them running out. You don't know whether he's going to cut inside, and you start to panic. Whereas that was easy for them, because all you need to do is hold your shape, because he was completely alone.
And that's, look, we'll speak about it a bit more probably on Monday night on the Wolecast. will go through in the game. This is just literally the short emotions that you just are just building up inside us and just talking out. But I think we'll wrap it up there.
I was gonna say I'm all right. I'm not as emotional as you.
No, you're not.
I feel relatively good about
this. This is kind of strange, usually it's the other way around. You're trying to make a dick of me here in front of the camera, aren't you?
No, it's not. No, you know what? It's Chelsea. There are games that Liverpool lose and draw that you just want to put your face through a desk because it's so frustrating. But this was Chelsea, and this was a relatively strong Chelsea side against arguably an experimental and a bit weaker side from us, and we've left with a point, having dominated the game.
I'm going to have to stop you there. You're speaking too much logic for me. It's Chelsea. I hate them. But there you are. We'll be back Monday night for the Volcast on the official ARW. Give us a follow on Twitter. Keep an eye out for that show. We'll look at the game when I've calmed down a little. And I can look at it in a bit more logical way. I'll watch the game back, and I won't be ranting and raving like a clown. Phil will probably be, he'll probably be back to his normal self then as well.
But if you want to flavour my normal self, Henderson is never our captain, and he was fucking shocking. And every time I see him, I just want to punch him.
Yeah, better stop you there before the lawyers are called in. I hear the calls. Look. Thanks for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed a couple of moments after the game, and we will speak to you all very soon. Up the Reds.